what we do is we just anchor it to the edge. Okay, and I guess what we want is negative 0.5, negative 0.5, negative 0.5, and 0.5, 0.5, okay, because it's a centered container. And then we just add the margins here. Cool. I think that minimum size is getting in the way. Okay. That's odd. It's still not quite doing what I want it to do. What we could look at instead is switching this P1 status and changing this type to a center container. And then we don't need these spaces. And then this inventory icon, if we go into the scene, we can set it then to a exact size. We don't need a minimum size. 32 by 32, and then this icon can move back out here. This can die. And our icon is back centered, and we get rid of all of our margins and put a full rect. Cool. And then we can just add the margins back in. 2 pixels on each axis, maybe 3, I think. Okay. So that now looks, I think, a bit better. And then, for some reason, these margins are screwed up. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Okay, let's see how that's looking. Okay, I think it's because of this status. Okay, this shouldn't have any anchoring. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, hold on. I think something weird's happened. So if we delete this, and then what we do is we bring that that scene in again. The inventory icon. Or in fact, let's just make sure this is all correct. No margin. Just like a side, right? Maybe we want this to be a bit bigger. So 24 maybe. Yep, okay. Now if we bring this icon in, hopefully it will gain something. Oh, that didn't work. In here. Alright. We save this, and now we go back into our icon. For some reason, this is not getting its size set correctly. We don't want anchor. We shouldn't be expanding. I don't know. If we say 24 by 24 is the minimum size. And this should be a full array. Okay. So the only problem now is that our icon doesn't have any padding around it. Okay. There we go. Alright, that's what I was going for. Alright. So, that was a bit of a fuss, wasn't it? Okay, so this can now go down a little bit in size. It's 0.1. That means that depending on the users, if the user has a really fat device, then that technically will still display correctly, but I think that icon's big enough. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to delete okay. And what we want to do here is we want to say create an area for a public API. Public meaning outside of this child. And we're going to say add inventory, right, of a various type. And that's going to be pretty easy to do because what we're going to say is we're going to say the constant inventory icon is going to be equal to the preloaded resource of GUI controls inventory icon dot text scene. Okay, so that's our scene. We're then going to say var instance is equal to our inventory icon dot instance, and we can just add child instance. No, before we do that, we go instance dot item type is equal to the type, and then we add the child to ourselves. Okay. Then all we need to do is connect this node up using our game state. So let's jump over here to our game state. And we can see here we have an ammo collected. There's one thing more I'd like to do perhaps. So P1 status, right, kind of needs to know, oh it already does. So it already knows what player number it is. So then if we go back up to the game, let's go back to the beginning and I'll explain my thought process. So our game state has an ammo collected signal event, but in Godot we call them signals. So we want to listen to the signal inside our status bar. Now, in order to listen to that signal, we need to use the game node, which I said connects everything, right? So we have our controls P1 and our controls P2, so let's just do a little copy paste, cheeky little copy paste, and change this to status P1 and status P2, and so we'll just do P1 status and P2 status. Okay, so that's actually just copied that for some reason. Cool. Okay, so this means we have a reference to our status nodes, and then when we're ready, we say game state, because game state, we want to connect from the game state our ammo collected event, and we want to plug it into our status P1 on game state ammo collected, right? And we're going to do the same thing for P2. Okay. Now that handler doesn't exist yet, so let's just copy that. And go into our status. Okay. And here we're just going to create a little section called handlers. And we're going to handle this event. And here we get the player and the type. And we can say if the player is not equal to our current player number, right? Then we don't care. So return. Otherwise, add an inventory of the type we just got. Okay. So now this, hopefully, should enable us to collect those items. So let's see if that works. Nope. It's because we changed the parent type of this container, so it's throwing a wobbly.
Phase 1. Collect stars and weapons.
Okay. I actually want to collect some weapons now. Cool, so I just got an ice. Okay. That only happened once. That's interesting.